Hey ladies, it's Stephanie, your self-care strategist, and we are in the month of love, okay? This month I am doing a Journey to Self-Love series here on my channel, as well sending out emails to my email subscribers. So during this series, don't worry about writing anything down because you can get access to all the information that I share on my email list. So the link will be down in the description box below. Join my email list and then also have access to some extra self-care and self-love tips, some really cool affirmations that I love to send out, and just be a part of a bomb community of women looking to level up in their self-love and self-care. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to practice self-love. I think the mind is so powerful. Everything starts in the mind. We can have one little thought and that thought can just spiral and just spiral and spiral into other thoughts that make one little thing seem so big. And that's how our minds work. So it's just so important to keep our minds in check, to make sure that we are always on the up and up and leveling up in our mental health and our self-love. So that's why I wanted to make this video about how to practice self-love, because to me, when we practice self-love, then ultimately our minds and our mental health increase. So if you missed the first video in this series about self-love versus self-care and what's the difference between the two, I talk about how self-love is kind of that mindset of how we feel about ourselves, the belief that we have, and how we feel that we look. But self-love is a journey, it's a process. I feel like we are forever on the self-love journey. If you missed that first video in this Journey to Self-Love series, I will link it in this video somewhere so that you can catch up on that. And so the first thing I want to mention is to give yourself grace. I know there are a lot of people out there who are perfectionists. They want everything done perfect. They want to be perfect. They don't want to have any mistakes. They don't want anything to go wrong. And I'm here to tell you that you're going to make a mistake. Nothing's perfect. We are not perfect. And the more we realize that, the more we will get out of our own mind and get out of our own way to really accept those things that we cannot change and give us grace. Because if we are too perfect, or we always down ourselves for doing a bad job, or we never look at the positives in a situation, I feel like the more that we dwell on the negative, the more that we dwell on our weaknesses, we're only bringing ourselves down. We're only really beating ourselves up when we don't really need that, because society already beats us up and tell us that we're not worthy, or we're not capable, or we don't deserve. And so we don't need us to add to that. So we need to give ourselves grace, give ourselves forgiveness, learn to forgive ourselves so that we can look at ourselves as human, so that we can focus on the things that we can do, focus on our strengths so that we can become a better person. It only takes that one thought that creeps in that continues to spiral into other thoughts. So that one little thought of really dwelling on, oh, I can't do this, or I failed at this, or I'm not good enough at this, can really spiral into other things and then make you feel like you're just totally worthless. So the second way to practice self-love is to be self-sufficient. And to me, this is really trying to figure out your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own values, and not really relying on others to make you feel good, and others to make you think a certain way, or relying on others to make you look at yourself a certain way. It really says something about, practicing being self-sufficient, developing your own beliefs, developing your own morals and values, and not really looking at society, or not really looking at a significant other or a mother or a father to define who you are and who you want to be and what you believe in. Believe in something take that stance and stay true to who you are. And being self-sufficient will just allow you to be solid. One thing I would say about self-love is that people who have high self-love is that they don't really waver. They know who they are. They make a decision. Yes, their yes is yes and their no is no. And they don't really waver. And to me, that's just kind of being self-sufficient. I mean, yes, you can compromise, but not to your core. I don't believe in compromising to your core or the things that you truly believe in. But yes, you can be flexible with other people. But what I'm saying is just having your own mind and being self-sufficient will really allow you to develop a love for yourself, because it'll allow you to get to know yourself, get to know what you like, get to know how you feel, get to know how you think and what you want to think and who you want to have in your life, who you want to be around. So just being self-sufficient will help you to develop our boundaries and know how to set them. We will know how to treat people. We will know how we want to be treated. We will have better relationships. So I think with being self-sufficient is just the key to really learning yourself and just kind of being more self-aware. Brings me to my next point on how to practice self-love is setting boundaries. Like I mentioned before, with being self-sufficient, this will allow you to know what you like, know what you don't like. And with that, you will be able to set boundaries because you will know how certain things make you feel, how people make you feel, how certain people make you feel, what you want to do, what you're willing to do, all that. So allow you to be able to set boundaries and also stick to them. Like I mentioned before, being that solid person and not wavering on what you believe. And boundaries don't necessarily have to be with just other people. It can also be with setting boundaries with yourself. To me, that is developing self-discipline, and self-discipline is key to being intentional and showing up for yourself each and every day and having self-respect, believing in yourself and setting yourself up for a goal and actually achieving that goal. Fourth way on how to practice self-love is being intentional. Being intentional is key to not just surviving, but thriving. It's key to elevating in life. It's key to leveling up your mental health and just leveling up in life in general. There's a difference between setting goals or accomplishments or dreams and just writing them on the paper and leaving them there versus actually taking the action steps you need, being intentional about reaching those goals. So for example, if your goal is to meet new people, you want to get out there, you want to network more, being intentional is actually looking up events that you can go to in order for you to get out there, to meet new people, to mingle, to pass out your business cards, to connect with people on social media, things like that. Being intentional is actually taking the next step into reaching your goals and reaching the things that you want to do. And being intentional is actually taking the steps to be the person that you envision you want to be. But being intentional about that is really putting things in place in order to get there. If you want to have a certain amount of money in the bank by the end of the year, being intentional is not buying that extra pair of shoes or putting extra money in your savings account, or being intentional about changing your mindset. We are the only people staying in our way of accomplishing our goals and being the best versions of ourselves. And the next tip I have about how to practice self-love is to practice self-care. I'm a big component of practicing self-care because I know this is going to develop more self-love, because like I mentioned in this video and the first video in this series. I talk about how self-care and self-love are different things, but they're both of them are very much needed, and they go hand in hand. You have to do the actions in order to develop the self-love that we so want and deserve. So practicing self-care are the actions behind developing self-love. Another goal of mine is to build a community around reading. I think reading is so important to mental health. It reduces stress, it develops you intellectually, and so I love reading. And actually, I just recently announced that I am going to be starting a book club, which I'm so excited about. If you are interested, comment down below with your Instagram or Facebook handle, or you can add an email address. Anything that I can contact you on will be fine, because I'm still working out the kinks and still trying to get everything together for the book club. But once I do, I will be contacting you with the first book that we're going to be reading and things like that. So I want you to comment down below if you're interested. I wanted to build a community of like-minded women who love to read, who is in love with leveling up, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. And that is my way of bringing everybody together for the common cause of just loving to read, and you love community as well. That is just me just practicing my own self-care and really just walking how I talk it, and not just saying this on video, but actually putting in the work and practicing those steps, and just getting out my own comfort zone too. Like, I've never had a book club before. I've never hosted anything like that before, so this will definitely be a challenge for me, but I'm actually excited about it, and it's something that I feel led to do. Another way to practice self-love is really try to change our mindsets about ourselves and just kind of accept who we are and how we are, right? I always feel like we should strive to learn to accept the things that we cannot change and change the things that we cannot accept. And to me, that is the ultimate way to practice self-love. So if we cannot change things about ourselves, our personality, then I feel like we should learn to accept those things, because that's just makes us who we are. All of our quirkiness, all of our silliness or goofiness, or if you just labeled as the black sheep of the family, or if you are just the outcast, or whatever it may be, accept those things that make you unique and different, because that's who you are. And I feel like we will all just be boring if we're all the same. It's important to just be your own person, which leads me back to the previous tip about being self-sufficient. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments if this video was helpful for you. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and share this video with someone you think it may help. Until next time, I will see you again in my next one. Bye-bye.
Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud?